Once upon a time there was a young unicorn named Starlight who lived deep in an enchanted forest surrounded by tall, beautiful trees. Starlight spent her days frolicking in flower-filled meadows and splashing through bubbling streams with her best friend, a fairy named Clara. One sunny morning, as Starlight and Clara were having a tea party by their favorite babbling brook, a loud rumbling noise echoed through the trees. "What was that?" cried Clara, startled by the sudden booming sound. The noise grew louder and the ground beneath their hooves began to shake. Starlight looked around nervously. None of the forest creatures made big, scary noises like that. The rumbling stopped as quickly as it had started, leaving the forest quiet once more. "How strange," said Starlight. "I wonder what it could have been." She and Clara crept through the trees to investigate. As the two friends wandered deeper into parts of the forest they had never explored before, they stumbled upon a large, mossy cave. Its rocky opening was surrounded by huge boulders and tangled vines. It was very dark inside. Starlight and Clara looked at each other uncertainly. "Do you think the noise came from in there?" whispered Clara. Starlight nodded. "It's worth checking out." She mustered her courage and took a step into the cave. The darkness swallowed up her white coat, causing her to seem to disappear. "Come on, Clara," her voice echoed back. The fairy followed, using her magic to light the way. The cave was damp, chilly, and very quiet. Their footsteps seemed extra loud as they walked deeper inside. Strangely colored stones and crystals dotted the walls, sparkling in the fairy's magical light. It was beautiful, but also a little spooky. "What's that up ahead?" Clara exclaimed. Her light had revealed a pile of huge, glittering objects ahead of them. As the two friends hurried closer, they saw the objects were actually treasures, piles of sparkling gems, magnificent crowns and jewelry spun from gold and silver. "Wow!" gasped Starlight, her eyes wide. This was more wealth than she had ever seen. But who did it belong to? And how had it gotten deep inside this hidden cave? Before Starlight and Clara could marvel over the treasures further, they heard the loud rumbling noise again. The cave shook, causing rocks to tumble from the ceiling. A shower of pebbles rained down on them. "Run!" cried Clara. They galloped back through the cave quickly, not wanting to be buried beneath a cave-in. Once outside in the sunshine, they collapsed on a soft grassy hill to catch their breath. "That was close," panted Starlight. But what could be making that crazy rumbling? As the two friends lay resting on the hillside, they suddenly heard the rumbling grow louder. The ground began to shake again. Starlight sat up, alarmed. "It's happening again." She looked around for the source of the noise. To her surprise, a section of the hillside close to the cave's entrance began sliding away, revealing a large, dark opening. "The noise is coming from in there," said Clara. Before their eyes, an enormous creature slowly lumbered out of the hidden tunnel. Starlight gasped. It was a dragon. The dragon was the color of emeralds. His glittering green scales glinted in the sunshine as he stretched his long neck and flexed his mighty wings. His tail swung heavily along the ground as he turned to look at Starlight and Clara with curious golden eyes. "A dragon's cave," exclaimed Clara. "That must be where the treasures came from." Starlight tensed, ready to run. Most stories she'd heard about dragons portrayed them as dangerous beasts who hoarded treasure and gobbled up unicorns for breakfast. But this dragon didn't seem vicious or aggressive. He peacefully sniffed the flowers and flapped his wings, drifting up to circle lazily above them. "Let's try talking to him," suggested Clara. Dragons were magical creatures too, after all. Starlight nervously agreed it was worth a try. "Hello," she called up to the dragon as he swooped low over the meadow. "My name is Starlight and this is my friend Clara." The dragon rumbled in greeting, his low voice like distant thunder. He hovered gracefully above them. "Hello. My name is Emerald Wing," he replied. "Not many young unicorns and fairies visit my part of the forest. What brings you here?" Starlight and Clara took turns telling him about hearing the strange noises and following them to his secret cave. Emerald Wing chuckled, amused by their story. He explained the rumbling was just him snoring in his sleep. "I hope I didn't frighten you too badly with all my snoring," he said. "It's just that sleeping on all that gold and jewelry can get a bit uncomfortable." Starlight smiled up at the great creature. "It's nice to meet you, Emerald Wing. I never imagined dragons could be so nice." Emerald Wing landed lightly beside them. "Not all of us are mean and nasty, little one. Come sit, and I'll tell you more about my life here in this forest." Starlight and Clara spent the rest of the afternoon chatting with the friendly dragon and learning about his world. He told them stories of his travels to faraway lands in search of his glittering treasures and described his cozy cavern, deep inside the hillside. Emerald Wing even gave them a ride on his emerald green back, soaring high above the treetops so they could gaze out over the whole beautiful forest. By the time the sun began to set, the two friends felt as if they had known Emerald Wing forever. As he prepared to fly off for an evening hunt, Starlight realized she was a little sad to say goodbye. "You're always welcome to come visit again," Emerald Wing reassured her. "It's nice to have friends to share tea and good conversation with." He leaned down and affectionately nuzzled Starlight with his huge emerald snout before leaping skyward and winging away over the trees. Starlight and Clara waved as the dragon disappeared into the pink and orange evening sky. It had been an unbelievable day, full of surprises, adventure, and a new friendship. They couldn't wait to come back and visit Emerald Wing's peaceful cave home again soon. As the two friends headed home beneath the twinkling stars, Starlight smiled to think that not every new experience had to be scary or bad. Sometimes the unknown could lead to something wonderful, like a new forever friend.